you believe that once upon a time this was a busy through route, cutting its way through the Peak District from some of the most beautiful sights around? Down there we've got Castleton. This is the A625, the broken road, Mam Tor old road. It's been derelict since. Landslips plagued it throughout its life until closure in the late 1970s. I'm here to pick up the road at the very bottom, just outside of Castleton, and we're going to follow it to the very top, just to the edge of Mam Tor. Hi man, this is Trekking Exploration, and I'm on the old broken road. I'll see you down the bottom in Castleton. So to begin with, I'm down here on the A6187. About a 5 minutes walk behind me, it is Castleton, and we're on the main road. It takes us up to the divide towards Winnats Pass. Before Winnats Pass, it is actually known as Arthur's Way, but we've got to take the right and follow the old road up towards Mam Tor. A look at this map can show us roughly where I am and where both roads actually go. So the yellow line, that is Winnats Pass. That is the road in use today. Very steep, very windy, but also extremely picturesque. Castleton is down here on the right hand side and Mam Tor is just here. The red line you can see going away from the junction at the bottom of the hill near Castleton. That's where the old Mam Tor road departs off, and you can go so far up to around about this point with your vehicle, but you can go no further. The point from the hairpin up to the summit right beside Mam Tor is where a lot of these landslides have occurred, and some of it is in a severe state. It has dropped down substantially, some of it the height of 1 or 2 double-decker buses. Let's get down and follow the old Mam Tor road. Castleton, Chapel-en-le-Frith, 6 miles, Sparrow Pit, 5 miles. I'm just coming up to that split I've just mentioned. And this is that point, it heads up to Winnats Pass. A lot of you will be familiar with that and going up that windy road, but this is our A625 going forward. We've got the Great Ridge footpath over there and Mam Tor just ahead. This road was constructed in 1819 by the Sheffield and Chapel-en-le-Frith Turnpike Company, and they used a lot of spoil from the nearby Odin Mine, which is closed. That's what, 205 years ago? You can just imagine how busy this road would have once been. Probably would have been extortionately busy, wouldn't it, in today's traffic with the amount of vehicles on the roads today. Just over there, Speedwell Cavern, just behind that tree, and the road going up the gradient of Winnats Pass. That's Treecliff Cavern, just going up there. I think I went there when I was at primary school. Already elevating, look. You see we're quite a height up already. Probably only the height of about 2 double-decker buses. But we've come around that bend that the drone would have showed you. And you can already see cracks forming in the surface. Traces of former locations of cat's eyes, look, that have been removed and also patched up and filled in where the white lines would have once been. So we've got original curbs going along the edge in great condition. Various potholes are also showing up, look, which is quite funny really, because they're probably better potholes than we get on a lot of roads that are in use today. Astonishingly, look, just here, there's the white line from the previous road surface down below, around about an inch and a half below this current surface. And not long afterwards, this appears to be the point where the road becomes no more. It's a dead end, a shadow of what it once was. It's the remains of the A625 Old Mam Tor Road. Just away from that, we've got Odin Mine. That's just here. It's one of the oldest documented mines in the UK. Earliest records of this mine go back to around 1280, almost 1,000 years ago. Let's just have a quick poke inside. So here we go. Look, I've not brought a light with me because I've not come to look at this. You get a rough idea of what it looks like. I don't really think that particular bit goes anywhere. But I think I will come back and have a look at this area in greater detail very, very soon. But coming away from that, look, there is much more to look at. All the way up there, look, I'm going to come back for this. Let's get back to our A625 Old Mam Tor road. So if you're in any kind of road vehicle, this is as far as you go. You turn around, there's even a little bus stop just there. Facing this way though? No, you can't come this way unless you're on foot. But we can, and so that is what we're going to do. Now looking back at it, you can already see it's a bit like a roller coaster, isn't it? Up, down, up, down. And also where we've just come up from, where the vehicular access finished, is just down there. But if I turn you around, you can look, we've got the Great Ridge all the way up there, heading up to Mam Tor. Now, this landslip caused the problem of the road, believe it or not, originated around about 3,000 years ago. And this was determined from carbon dating. And it was in 1802 the turnpike company decided to bypass Winnats Pass. You know, the road that's being used today. It's quite ironic, isn't it, that the old route is now the only route across. But since the construction of the road, major works have had to be carried out in 1912, 1933, 1946, 1952 and 1966 to try and just take hold of the problem. And unfortunately, in the end, it was a lost cause. And a combination of a really dry, long, hot summer in 1976 and an extremely wet winter of 76 through 77, that created one of the worst slips on record for this particular road. There we go, look at that, National Trust, the broken road. Look at it going forward. It is indeed like that roller coaster that I mentioned previously, isn't it? There we go, presented with some white lines, look. See the cat's eyes have again, they've been removed, look. That is nice, I like that. It's really feeling like an abandoned road right now. Chapel-en-le-Frith, 5 miles. Sheffield, 17 miles. Quite a bit of patching up just here, isn't there? See various surfaces popping out on every side. A little bit has actually disappeared just there, look. It is indeed spectacular scenery. You've got Castleton in the distance and Hope beyond that. Odin Mine was on the right hand side. We saw that earlier. And we've got Back Tor, Blues Hill and Win Hill in that direction, and the Great Ridge leading around and up towards Mam Tor. Look at this is dated 1904, Castleton in the far distance on the top left hand side. We've got the road winding its way up to the hairpin, look. The road almost looks like new, pretty much abandoned at this point, but no it's not, of course it's not, it's still got another 75 years of life ahead of it. albeit interrupted and breaking apart in the process. Going up the hill on the right hand side is where this is all going to unfold. This next image, 1976, you can see the landslides have been happening on the right hand side, but so many cars are parked on there, look. I bet a lot of these have been walking up to Mam Tor and the Great Ridge. You hear about a lot of people parking and walking up to Mam Tor in the present day, but it does appear that it's been happening for a very, very long time. And through the gate you may think, well, that looks pretty much the same as the first half that we've already walked. But once we get around there, it does appear to get very, very delicate and broken in places. It's just completely gone. It's about the height of a van, just broken away and slipped. You can see it all down there, look. It's unbelievable. Let's walk down and we'll take a closer look and we'll get right below where this drop is. Look at that. Look at all those different layers of road surface. So remember what I was telling you earlier? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at least, maybe 8. And it's built on that stone foundation. Even a little bit of old drainage there, look. Drainage pipe. And the remains of it, they're just down here, look. And again, you can see all those various road surfaces in lines. And moving away from road level, you can get into perspective of how far this has actually dropped. And right the way down here, look. And again, you can see all those different lines of all the different road surfaces. I turn you around, you can see where it's just absolutely, it's kind of slipped and gone round the bend as it's fell. It's like gone into a banana shape, like it's been pulled down by a giant hand from the bottom. And I'm stood on the lowest broken part now. And there's that bit that's just been bent around. This has slid down from up there and it's hanging on by the bare minimum at the top. Probably ready to drop again at any moment. That is the top surface where I was stood previously. That looks like the remains of an old manhole, doesn't it? It's just slipped away. It's very eerie, really. I'd never actually seen this before until today. I'd never walked it. I've done the Great Ridge and Mam Tor many, many times. But down here, I only viewed it from a distance. And we're still not quite up to road level where we were before. Zoom in. That's where we stood, where it just comes to an abrupt end. But back here, you can see where it's gone down, come back up. The actual road surface is pretty much just there, look. So we've come further up the hill, up this hillside, and the road surface has taken a break from there, look, and it's sunk away. Quite a big crack underfoot down there, and you can see how high up we are now, look. Now, what I can show you down there, see there's some people there, look, and that is where I was, where I said the cars can pass no further. So that's not far from down there. We've wound away all the way down there, around there, and we've come up right to where we are just now, look. white lines are also still present, but look at all the underlying problems along here. So many cracks where it's parted, look, and how unsettled that must be below that surface. It's not going to take long for some of this to join the rest of it that's gone down the hill that we've already seen. I mean, this is just astonishing. And what I'll show you next gives you an idea of how far this has dropped again, look. Right the way up there, we've got the surface just there, look. And that's just gone. There's a little bit just here, look. This is completely sunk. You see, this has dropped down at a level like an elevator. From where it is just there, look. Boom, dropped. And the remains of it are gradually making the way down to where we began. And as we come to the conclusion, you can see the white lines going through the middle. There's this huge crack, look, where it's sunk down, right pretty much just to the lane going down. White lines again just here. Turn around, this crack is getting ever bigger before this. Gone again. The remains of a white line going off to a distant memory of where the road once carried people up and down across the valley. And now those memories pretty much halfway down this hill. Absolutely stunning though, isn't it? And this bit has completely gone, look. The road has completely vanished. You can see we're at the very edge. Last bit of tarmac just there, and a makeshift path has been created alongside before we're presented with one final bit before the road comes into use again. You can see the camper van there, look. Short section of the road leading up to Winnats Pass after a left turn at the very top. Surrounding scenery though, it's absolutely astonishing, isn't it? Look at the remains of that, just scarring its way down the hillside. Coming away, look, the road becomes usable again. Cars can park down here. The Peak Sightseer bus also comes down here and turns around in the spring and summer months. And this leads up to Sparrow Pit Road on its way to Buxton, and eventually Winnats Pass is just over there. And that is pretty much it. Consigned to history, the A625 Old Mam Tor Road. I'm now going to go and do another short little walk looking for the shaft of Calburn Railway Tunnel, Rushup Edge. I'll be walking along there, the Lord's Seat, and also a strange little igloo that's there all year round. So if you're curious like me to find out more of what on earth that's all about, especially that igloo, like, subscribe, please comment below, and I'll see you in the very next video. Take care, bye for now.